So we're going to get back to we're going to take up the Maharik today. Spend some time on him.
Yay.
Let's go a little slowly through him so we can appreciate his points. But anyway, the introduction to the Maharik really comes from the notion of miyuchad. Remember the Diak and the Rambam? The Rambam says that when is Chukas Akum a problem by Malbush? When it's miyuchad lahem, when it's unique to them. Now this is where things get a little gray, and I know that it was a little frustrating in the shir because how do you define miyuchad, right? What's a good question? We'll take it up a little slower now that we're doing Chazara, but it's a good question how that works.
This is the Maharik?
Yeah. So what you notice, I brought in that pasuk from Tzefania to bring out a point. You see that that I think this is the basis for the Maharik's position. Actually, no, we'll do Tzefania in a second. We'll go to the Maharik first. So the Maharik is in Siman Peiches. You guys got it? Ready? All right, so he says, "Lanias daiti nira de davar pasha to lo le'esor mishum chok ela ve'echad mishnei chalakim." Right. So there's two. Now again, this is, in my opinion, this is a subdivision of Hevel and Shtus. So within the category of Hevel and Shtus, right, there's two subdivisions you can make.
What's his category of Hevel and Shtus? Anything going, anything going without purpose.
Well, you'll know that. Anything going without a purpose.
Okay.
Right. So there's hechad hu davar asher ein taimo nigla k'nemash lashon chok. So what's the first one? The first one is when it's something that has no reason to it, just like our chukim. Okay, but what was the idea there? That's something we don't have to explain that one too much. What was the idea there? Like he says, Ela shehem noagin kain az nira vade ken nimshach achareim umoda lahem deim lo kain lama yasek dvar matum ma'ila.
There's no benefit for us, and it must be just for.
Yeah, but why is he comparing to a chok? What's the key point he's trying to bring in?
We do a chok just out of subservience.
Right. In other words, that's the problem. The problem is what's driving us in our action. Right? What's driving us is the fact that they do it. It's from their system. There's nothing to do with the benefit of the action itself. Right? That's why we do chok in Torah, like paraduma. We do it because, right? Why do we do chok like paraduma? Because we know it comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even if we don't understand the reason why we do it. So that's the first kind of chok. I don't know if how often that happens today, and he doesn't really spend time on that case. But that's the first kind of chok. Now the second one's the key. V'inyan hasheni yesh lesor mishum chukas akum lefi hanizker lanias daiti hu adavar asher shayach bo ninor pritzus geder hatznias v'anivus yinhagu bo agoyim gamze aser. So what's he talking about?
Talking about that clothes, unless even if it has a purpose, but if it's a negative effect.
Right, that's the key. In other words, it contravenes a Jewish ideal. That's what I wanted to bring Tzefania in for, because Tzefania says. Vayom b'yom zevach Hashem. It's Aleph Ches. Vayom b'yom zevach Hashem v'kati al asarim al bnei melech v'al kol loshim malbush nachri. And the Ibn Ezra says, what's malbush nachri? Derech geus. So there's something in the way they dress that portrays a certain ideal. If that ideal contravenes Judaism, Jewish ideals, then it becomes a problem. Not halachic, because if it were halachic, you don't need a separate thing about tznius. In other words, if going wear tank tops, right, for women. You don't need a separate Isser Chukas Akum to tell you that women can't wear tank tops. That's also, right? You know what I mean? There's something in the method of dress that proposes some type of immodest idea. So I think T-shirts with things written on them is a good example. Like you shouldn't wear if a T-shirt says like I don't know a curse word or what would be another example like
the Man and the Legend.
I love New York.
The Man. I don't know. I love New York is so bad. The Man and Legend. What does that mean?
T-shirt that says the man and then it's our pointing out the legend. And
Yeah, right, exactly. It's something that encourages a non-Jewish ideal. That would seem to be a problem. Okay. So look at now. We didn't read this last time in the shir. So look. He says ve'im halacha betana debraisa desifri diktani shelo tomar hol yotzim argaman afani yotzim argaman. Right? V'lo kamer stam shel yetziv argaman oba kalson k'moshehem yotzim elavade nira de lo shayach lesor mishum holach achar chukuseim elahechi shedvarim marim sheisrael mizdame elehem. That's the key thing. In other words, it's not that. It's that in my dressing like them, it's clear I'm trying to emulate them. Okay, it has to be nicker that I'm trying to emulate them. Okay, so therefore, what comes out of it? If there's some benefit to it, or for kavod. Now, what does he mean by kavod? What does he mean by kavod?
Looking nice, you're distinguished.
Yeah, in other words, you have like doctors in society back then. So a doctor would have like a certain special hat he would wear. And everyone knew that guy was a doctor, right? Like a uniform. But a uniform that, not like today, a uniform that you can identify a police officer from someone else, but a uniform that indicated this guy reached a certain level. Okay? Like lahavdil, it's like black, like in karate, like the belts, right? In other words, you can know based on the belt the guy's wearing what level he's on. So same thing here. Like these guys are distinct in society.
Lawyer.
That sounds fine. The alpha gav, you hear gilubo. It should say amorium, right? Mishum chukam. Afilachi kevan she'enu miskaven el bnei hakavod mutar. So that's a key thing. When the guy puts on the doctor cap, okay, what's he doing? He's not doing it to emulate them. Why is he doing it?
Because he's a doctor.
He's a doctor. Okay. Mutar. Kol shekin hacha she'em miskaven el to also kavod. So mashma dafilin higu yisrael b'mabush echad. Now this is the key line. Okay. So therefore, if the Jews wear one type of malbush, the hagoyim malbush acher, but goyim wear a different kind of malbush. Im ein malbush ha'Yisraeli morer al yahadus o al tznius yoser me'osa shegoyim nogim bo. Ancient Israel Yisrael lavush hanog bein hagoyim ma'achashu b'derech kashrus u'tznius gosa shel Yisrael. So what does that mean? What's he saying?
If the non-Jews and the Jews wear the same sort of status of clothes, there's not a problem of wearing the one you want.
As long as
It's
right, it's within Jewish ideals. Right. So he's referring to Rini and I were calling it the what do you call it? The international norm. Are you? So what is it? So okay. So what's the basis for the heter? The basis for the heter is what I would call like like today is the international norm. In other words, there's nothing about how goyim. First of all, there's no unique group of goyim. There's no way how goyim dress per se, like some style per se that says that's anti-Jewish. It doesn't mean that you can wear a bathing suit.
There are.
No, there could be trends, but you would never say there's an actual dress code for goyim.
Has to be like that. What about like I don't know, shorts and a tank top?
Oh, but that's also because it's nias.
No, for a boy. Like you can tell a guy from a college guy. You can tell.
I'm not. By the way, I'm not so. He says the Amris afiluchi agavna asur came shel nagaba Yisrael. Im came malo lefarish v'lomar dedafka gon sheish tzad yahadis b'davar. Fine. So what's his point? So he's saying that that ultimately the whole issue here is it contravenes Jewish ideals, and that was what the Rif was saying. When the Rif, and that's the point he brings down. He explains that based on the Rif, right? Why did the Rif say adumos? Because the Dumos are lacking in sneas, right? So since they're lacking in sneas, that's why we wouldn't wear them.
Is that like today? Sneas, red?
That's a good question. Aval imayu hakusim osim ritzuosein shchoros lo yusrael mishanamam. Because if the Goyim wore black leather or black strips, we wouldn't have to change them, right? Because why is he saying that? Dimlo tomar hachi lo hayal rif lomar lefisha Goyim heim noagim be'edom ki hachi havu leil meimar afilu arkasa demasana aser. Gavon shagoyim osim ritzuos on the land b'tzeva echad v'yishem b'tzeva acher elavade midahutzach lefarish hatzvayim shmaminad naka davka shachor v'adam v'edom. So he's making a good chiluk. He's saying, why would the Rif have to mention the color? He should have just said, whatever style they do, we can't do. Oh, so mention the color for the reason that's an idea in sneas. Okay.
No, what if black became the new not sneas color?
He would agree.
Then you couldn't wear it.
100%.
You'd have to switch.
Correct.
So if let's say celebrities started wearing black shirts and
I don't know if celebrities are non-sanua, but if there was something, but let's say like I don't know, the Goyim start wearing like. I can't think of something. You have to think of something, right? But triangles somehow were associated with something inappropriate. Let's say that single triangle meant have lots of sexual relations. Yes, I'd agree with you. That would be a problem to wear that.
Wear a triangle.
To wear a triangle. Oh, you said triangle?
Yeah.
Oh, the triangle.
It's a triangle.
I heard triangle also.
Why would you use the word triangles?
I don't know, but you're right. But that would be a problem. That would be a problem.
What do you mean wearing a triangle?
Okay, and the last point, Vasheni Shanu ha'osrim al divrei Rabbeinu Moshe shekasav sheyeh Yisrael muvdal hamamusha v'shar ma'asav aim sham raya klal. The pshita the Moshe lo chayav. It's funny how he calls it Ram Moshe, but I mean the Moshe lo chayav yishtanos min hagai akol panim min the kasav archach v'zel shono lo gilbash b'mabush hamiyuchad lahem. Lama lo lomar hamiyuchad lahem. Lema lo gilbash mabush adom el mabushem. That's what he should have said. You can't dress like they dress. What's miyuchad mean? Elavade lo nesar el mabush kvar nisyached aleim. Right? Pirsha Yisrael meno mishum sneas. No, it's only where it's unique close to them, and we don't wear it because it counters one of our ideals. Okay. So what's his point? So he's saying that ultimately, and this is where things get tricky. It's when it's a unique dress to them. Okay, that's where the problem would only emerge if it's something unique that they wear. Then you can start addressing whether there's an issue or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, what do you think about today?
You mean that Jews wouldn't wear?
Yeah, in order to evaluate whether or not it's a problem of dressing like them, the first step you have to take is it something that's miyuchad? If it's just stam that they, like today, there is no dress code. There's no, like, when you walk around the streets of Manhattan, right, people look like people. You don't say, oh, look, there's an Irishman, there's a Scot, there's a, whatever, a Frenchman. You don't see that.
I would just say Jew, not Jew.
Right. You could do that. That's true. That's right. I mean, you're right. No, but that's why I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm sympathetic to the view. We'll get to that in the Ramosha, but a view of the Haredim, which is that, okay, well, now they have a Jew form. And everyone can see them. They'll say, oh, look, you're wearing a Jewish uniform. That's the uniform of the Jew. But I don't know if that's not that. There's no chiyuv to do that. It's simply that you can't look like them. But not looking like them means you're doing something to emulate them, and them is miyuchad. The gra. Okay, we won't go. We'll what do you call it? Look at the Sri Eish. Okay,
Who was it?
the Sri Eish. So he explains the gra. If you name a beer or a gra, hikshal ma'arik v'alaran shekasu she'in Israel b'davar she'im otam o shehu mishum pritzus misugid Sanhedrin. Right? Sh'amar sham Rabbana came and exib side b'raisa v'chulei v'chulei. Okay, so the gra does not like the pshat of the Ran the Marik. So look what he says in the second paragraph. Mishum kushazu dacha hagra divrei Ran v'Marik v'kasav shafil dvarim sheyesh behem tam v'she'em behem shachetz aser aval rak lumo mehem aser. Right? Ayin sham. Uve'emes kushas agra tisov gamal haribetosos avodah zara shekasu aser davar she'osim l'shem hevel v'shtos shemahem. U'masha shebedavar shehu shtos v'hevel ha'osek came mochir shehu osek dei lehidamos lahem. What shekasu darchim Moshe mevula el. So what's he saying? What's the gra's position? Okay, what's the gra's position ultimately? So the gra holds it's irrelevant whether there's to'alos or not. Right? The gra holds that it's simply negating. It's not following the Torah's derech. That's the problem. It's not the positive act of emulating them. Rather, it's simply I'm abandoning the derech of the Torah. Right? And that was the gra's position. Whereas Marik would hold no. You have to actually have a positive emulation.
So what's the hold in regards to clothing?
The gra still holds a miyuchad. He does hold a miyuchad. So in order for it to even to have a discussion about Chukas Akum, the first thing you have to evaluate is it something miyuchad to them? So he does agree with that. All right, he doesn't disagree.
All clothes in a sense miyuchad?
No, because they're miyuchad to a group of people.
Or
So you have to have groups.
Or to the non-Jews in general.
Now, well, that's a whole question. I don't think that there's such a thing as miyuchad to non-Jews.
Okay, but if
Like
there was.
clothing?
Because then why is it called miyuchad?
But if there was.
Oh, right. If every guy dressed identically, then you can make that argument.
No, or something that only guys did not choose to.
Right, something unique to all goyim, but there is no.
Every guy wears it, just only guy wears it.
Right, but it doesn't happen today. Today, I mean, unless I'm wrong, am I wrong about that?
Well, there are definitely clothes that a Jew, from Jew, would never wear, but the guy would easily wear.
Yeah, because it's sneas.
Right.
Right, but let me again. Let's just use a T-shirt as an example. Like, I think goth is the best example, in my opinion.
Like,
Dressing
I've
goth.
never seen a Jewish goth.
Right, that's there's no way to dress like a goth. Impossible, because a goth. They are isolating themselves from society. They're miyuchad. When you see a goth, you know that guy's a goth, right?
I see a nut job.
What?
I see a nut job.
I understand, but why do you see a nut job? Because he's dressed like a goth. You understand? So there's no better argument than that. All right. So let's move to the. Miyuchad means you mean practically or conceptually? Conceptually means they're an isolated group in society. They're isolated.
Okay.
Like think of Boy Scouts or.
In non-Jewish society?
And non-Jewish.
Okay.
Yeah, non-Jewish. Back then, it sounds like it was more regional. Romans dressed a certain way, Greeks dressed a certain way. You know what I mean? It's much more regional.
Right.
But today, it doesn't seem to be the case.
And then practically?
Practically, that's where things get very difficult. That's why I look at some of the contemporary poskim. All right. You going to read? The new packet. Sri Aish is the same one that talks about... that I just quoted from the Gra. It's a huge Sri Aish. It's like pages long. But the question that's brought up is celebrating a bat mitzvah. Okay? Celebrating a bat mitzvah. Okay.
Wait, Tarek, do you think it's worth spending $100 on the table?
Da'akshav. Go. New packet.
Okay, you're going to have to help with the translation of some of these words.
Okay.
Da'akshav near Nadidan, Imatu l'chag chagigas bas mitzvah. You're allowed to celebrate a bas mitzvah. Yeshirot ma'asim shem chagzem l'tleichum. And you need to start the Tale B'zah.
Confirmation.
What?
confirmation. That's what he's saying. Confirmation. What's confirmation? That's what we should be taking. What?
Which
Probably
one is
the
he referring
non-Jewish
to?
one.
The non-Jewish one, yeah, the Christian one. Sheba'em nemar sheha confirmation Chukas Akum hu l'shem vodazara, right?
The
Go.
awesome Shimon Chol Gabni should be awesome.
All right, so what do you think at this point? Before we read what he has to say, what would you say? Should be mutter or asar?
Us.
I see.
Sounds like it should be asar, right? Sounds very
Toelis.
nefarious. Well, what's it to all us
I
though?
mean, isn't that
Celebration.
Vodazara thing?
It's very bizarre.
Non
No,
Miuchad.
even if it's the 12th, I'm saying. It should still be us.
Good question. So let's see what he has to say.
Confirmation. We do it.
Let's see what he has to say. Go,
I
Ella.
already read it.
Oh, okay, you know, right? Okay. Confirmation.
They also do confirmation for males. So if you got to make a comparison between the confirmation and our ceremony, we should also have done bar mitzvahs. We also can't daven.
That's a great argument. In other words, so where are you going to draw a line? That's such a great line. I love that. He's like, well, we shouldn't daven either. In other words, they daven, right? They have tefillah. Yeah. So
Where they get it from? They got it from us.
No, they have their own tefillahs. But I'm saying the point is they pray to their God. So what we can't pray now? That'd be absurd,
But they
right?
pray to God.
Elo shebezelo shayach.
Rizelo Shayach, but Mishum Vodazar, Lashos Mechigi Simchas and Larago Bigrutam Shilbanayim. You can't say it's for Vodazar, we're just celebrating the fact of
That their kids grew up.
Right. The Gamhar. Wait, no,
Reform
that
him.
wasn't his argument though.
No, he's saying here it won't make any sense to apply it because what are you doing? Because it only makes sense to apply it when they're doing it to celebrate the. No, I'm sorry. What are they actually celebrating? They're celebrating the fact that their kids grew up.
Well, it wasn't his argument. His argument was then we couldn't daven. Seems to have changed arguments.
Oh, a little bit, yeah, that's true. Okay, the Gamma reform him.
Because even if they did it for Vodazar, that shouldn't infringe upon our activities.
But at least he's saying it's certainly not Dimyon. That's his point, though. He says, Gamma reform him, Imano.
The Gamma reform, even the reform people from amongst us. Animals in Kane Gedele Domus Love. They're not even them. They're not trying to compare them. All Shem Chagigs from the Shpacha, some Chassid Shagia B'Neim L'Bagrid.
Right.
They're trying to be happy.
Right.
Well, why is he trying to defend the reform, anyways?
I don't know. He is. Because he's just trying to say the rationale for doing it is not to emulate. Keep
So
going.
you're oblivious from our history.
Ve'ela.
Ma'achenu and these from our brothers Shadhigu Zat, who also do this. Our brothers meaning from. Chagigas Bas Mitzvah. Omrim Shem Ozengedi Lachaz Glev Bas. Bas is just trying to
Strengthen her, what do you call it?
Gila Mitzvah, she became a Jew. She became Gila Mitzvah. Ragish Avala, this Mitzvah. We're trying to inspire the love and for Yadus and its mitzvahs. Love Ragish, a feeling of going, the feeling of how great Yadus is. Well, he said, but Bas Lam Gavul Kodesh, she became a daughter to such a great nation. Well, Ichbalanu Mashigam Agayim Chogim Chagigas.
A confirmation.
So we don't care. They do them, we do us. Right.
So what does it mean?
They do. Just because they do stuff doesn't mean we can't do our religious practices.
Even though they seem similar.
I mean, even religious practice per se should be included.
Right. Exactly. But one point though but this is very much similar to the idea of the Oraisa precedent, and in a similar way, he's trying to say like, well, we're trying to make strengthen religious observance. How can that ever be considered Chukas Akum? You know what I mean? So it does add a little sense of that idea. Okay. All right. So the reason why I brought the next part in that Rivash, okay, because the Rivash mentions that there was a minhag Rivash, a Rivash.
I love it.
But the point of the Rivash though was to talk about this minhag they had of what do you call it? They would visit the grave. Okay. Okay, fine. But what I wanted to what do you call it? I forgot why I brought that in. I think it was just to show that.
No, I love what he says. I've already asked you many times to stop bothering them.
Yeah. I think it was just because he reviews the sugya there. But go ahead to go ahead to Chav Ches. This is also fascinating. Each time they're gonna heter. So that's a very common argument made, right? What? He's saying, yeah, but the question is, are you making it into halacha? That's the question. So he's saying if they want to, he's saying people want to have a taina against this heter, right? because they're going to say, oh, well, no one ever did it back then, right? Shlo nagum minagzeh. Aval be'emes ein zetaina. Why? Yeah, so he gives a rational answer. He's saying, yeah, you're right. Why wouldn't they have to do it back then? Because there was no impetus to educate women. But guess what? Today, it's an amazing thing he's writing, right? Women need to be educated, right?
No, because he said because back then women were just naturally.
The fee, just keep going. Shh. The fee. Shekol Echem Yisrael. Right.
The air was blowing.
I know a lot of people who disagree with that, but whatever. It means that what he's saying factually is he's saying that back in the days of, let's say, I don't know, the Gaon and Rishon, etc., people were on such a high level of Torah that there'd be no need to have something like a Bat Mitzvah to strengthen their Tata Judaism.
So
Okay?
when did Bar Mitzvah come about?
But the problem is that it sounds great, but there are many who would argue and say, what do you mean? It's the direct opposite. Women back then were not educated. Like the Rambam, when he talks about women,
He's talking about education. He's talking about love for Judaism.
Okay, but we talk fine, but that's it wasn't like a natural thing for them. You're right. It wasn't like today. It's not as natural. Okay, so he says, keep going.
Banos Shagalu Yisrael Shafu is
Like that. Shafu is ruach yahadus bekorban be'efes ma'isa kimat sheyinku as yahadus mishadei musayin.
Didn't even have
You know what he's saying? Translate what he's saying.
They baked
Right.
the spirit of Yadis.
And it's as if they were breastfed. They nursed on Judaism from the breasts of their mothers. So poetic.
Spiritual woman.
That's the level they're on. But today, Aval Achshav. What does that mean?
Big change.
An essential change in this generation.
Ashbaz Rehova Kars Malav Kol Nar Venara Kol Zik Shel Yadis, and nobody knows how to Judaism anymore.
Yeah, there's basically we're saying that there's been a tremendous influence among Jews to really lower their attack in the Yadis. And the girls are educated in these Gayer schools, public school.
When was this guy?
He is Shenam Shoktim Lahashrish Belev Tamidim Ava Torah Yisrael. So they're unable to inspire them in the correct the holiness of Judaism.
We have to gather all our strength to teach girls.
Unbelievable, right? Yeah. But that include Gemara?
Yes.
Varezed davar machiv leiv.
You had your teen girls more, aren't you?
Varezed davar machiv leiv.
Varezed davar machiv leiv.
Were you teaching Gemara in the seminary?
Shebechinach haklali.
In general,
Safos, which means come on, Safos, languages.
The Safros Chilonis, and they learn secular books.
No. I think he means Safros Chilonis, how to write in English.
Umad Tevi and the nature,
biology and things like that.
Ruach, Dogin, Libnos, Molabanim.
No, so dog and so they so in the secular world, when it comes to education,
they try to make them similar.
They do, right? Or they don't. I mean, today, obviously, but I'm saying even back then, there was still the notion of co-ed education. You mean equal education for men and women or boys and girls was clear. And even in how we teach in our religion, right? Limudei Tanakh.
We are completely neglected.
La'ashreinu amdu gedol Yisrael b'dor HaKodem. You see, the Gedol Yisrael stood up and said, "You know what? We got to put together institutions for women." Yes. Ubar. Let's finish it up. No. Ubar.
Ubar she'ein ledmos in yechigis v'asmitzal is a chomer she'etilu gedol Yisrael b'shato al nigan b'ugov. Oregon, Vatiknesis Lora Shabbos Yom, of course, Lagami Mos Chol. Shenig Bogum V'Yeshua from Strachva Zar. There's the churches to which came Akum Mishtam Shmol Shem Botasim, Vativot Zar Shalom.
Right. The Ode.
Shebtchilas Knesses Vatiknesis Adim Hamaharsin.
Right. Fine. Okay. So, but what's the main point? The whole it says at the end that since they want to do bar mitzvah for the purpose of strengthening the young girls' tied to Judaism, that's what makes them mutter. Yeah, this is fascinating. So now you guys are asking, how do we deal with contemporary issues of Chukas Akum? So Moshe deals with them, okay, with some of them. All right. So start. So it's Igros Moshe Yordei Echelak Dal Siman Yud Aleph.
You should have brought down the Refunder.
It's hard to get him on.
Yordei Echelak Dal Siman Yud Aleph. And you need to look at something like Shleichu. A whole bunch of
to go to theaters or stadiums, right?
Okay.
I can't go to a movie theater.
Well, he means theater. He didn't say kolnoa. He means like Broadway theater. Okay.
Why?
Just listen. Ve'elu shenikro teatron.
Teatron station sport. Yemenu be'elu shenikro teatron she'osim sham inyani schok.
So like almost today, like a comedy club, but it means like a that kind of environment.
Stand up comedy.
What?
Stand up.
Stand up.
Jeff Dunham.
V'chein eat stadion,
Stadion.
which is a stadium. Shem is hamakom some shem in sports.
Should play sport. Or shayach bu in India for them playchu. Do
No idea who Chukas Akum about.
True choklak must say it's davar alma after changing the chok about Jerusalem aval al.
Now, what does he mean by chok la'akum lasos says Rav Alma? It doesn't mean what we normally think of chok. What does he mean there? What do you think he's saying?
Just a waste of time to learn Torah.
No, I think what he's saying is that it's a value to them. It's like a cultural value. Okay, you can't. There's no cultural value of a sports stadium. It's just simply you're there to watch an event. It's not.
There isn't one of those ones?
It's not right. I'm not saying no. You're mixing up what I'm saying. Not that cultures don't value sports. Okay, but a stadium, the concept of a stadium isn't. He's saying it's not a unique chok akum.
The act of watching sports.
That's a separate issue. That's a separate issue. But the concept of going to a stadium is not. He's saying at this point is not. Should do dafka kashu chok la'akum lasos ezed darama.
Stadium to stare at the grass though.
Well, it says af kashe ein zim chuki al vodazar shalahem ava al kopanim hemin yani chukim shin higu b'neim. Right. Keep going.
Lower drum shall pizzas. After on the alba shall do time. It's also just something we have no idea what time is. It's not only discussing things. It's just also something we have no idea. The ain't kvanas her mom. The mashkas of obedavar shin higel the minig lechok. Vein hamadavar dikil nechush pe mishum darchi mari. Veishbo sheishbo shemet vodazar b'neim. Shu safik shu bedin faday.
Right. The machar ain't time nigla move on.
Yish honol klashu in yanim chok vodazar.
Right. Aber kishika tam la mashosim.
Mashosim ke hadid stadion, the karkum, the circus, and the sports arena. She's a shul litzanis. It's for litzanis. Lake was ever vodazar.
So okay. So now, what's the purpose of a sports stadium?
Entertainment.
To play games. That's a tom.
It
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's what it's doing.
And why is it positive sound?
No. It just needs a tom. You understand? It doesn't mean a positive tom. It just says a tom. There's a reason for it. Now, is it beneficial to watch sports? That's a separate question.
Wellis?
Not to us. Beneficial
No,
to.
it's down sitting next to Wellis.
Yeah, he just said tom means to us. That's what he means by that.
He's about to say it's Oscar though.
Hold.
I'm sorry, we're
Go on.
Afshu davar asim tzadis litzanis, but his problem is litzanis
Right.
sham over be'isr moshe leitzim, sitting amongst scoffers. Bittul Torah is also over
Clowns,
Torah.
right? But yeah.
Lo rak als manza el shgarm loli is bittul gamri Torah. He's kind of completely removed from Torah for a sham.
Right. So that's a separate issue. Right. That he agrees with.
What is it? It's
No, it's like Bittul Torah and your emotional late sim. You're sitting around.
What about
You're-
going to sports
Is it
games
an
or
actual
something?
what?
Isn't it to be out of terms?
Well, he doesn't. No, I don't think he's like a halachic history. He's saying more that you shouldn't do it. It's
Wait, did you
inappropriate.
also to go with your son or something?
What do you mean?
I don't know, I know my father always used to go with us and just go like bring safer and learn, but he used to go with
Okay, let's finish up. No, this is talking about comedy clubs.
He's talking about sports
That's
That's the
arenas.
next thing he's about to say. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. He is talking about it. No, but that's the point. If it's Leitzanas.
Well,
Now the question is a football game Leitzanas? Is it?
a lot of the times it goes on.
What do you
over
do
there.
there?
That's a separate issue. You can also argue for preachers reasons why you should go to a football game. Let's keep going. Because you game teatron nimsa case minatzino. Then he's a vechena. It's the stadium shom hockey sport.
Bafdin is Harris. Those are the stam anchi. Then Ahum Shiv Ir Shloshach Klali Manazar. Okay. We commit the menu and like similar Joshua. Kumrim Damunas Hanotrim.
Right. So that's the Catholics. Right.
Shu Atarova Munas Rovo. No, it's the Muslims. Namelo Nichlu and Yani Church. They also don't like the sports arenas. We got Monichlu Zalanchi Amunas Muchadim Shu Amunas Medinas Turkey. Medina's Arab.
So and Muslims also don't like it. Shim Kane.
Jim Kane and well, that's not what. Okay, well, I guess soccer. Jim Kane Rome Medina Shman son Betratis Vistadis will Shaykh Klalam and Assam. Shavadi will Shaykh Lahalav with a Lechu or Lay Mr. Litanus Viltar. Gamo Israel is a greater Isser. Dish the Magri Yitzar shall arise, Panafshe, the Roman name Dibri Nibble Pam. The Hastella arise.
Right, so you have to evaluate the situation, but the point is that you can't tell me that going to the stadium is an Isra of Chukas Akum. There could be other problems with it.
And why not?
Because he's saying that...
They don't do it for Vodazara.
Exactly, there's no Vodazara attached to it. And there's a reason for it. but it doesn't mean it's a valuable
Does the
reason.
have to be a good reason, or
No,
I thought it was just a practice.
no. As long as it's what?
I thought the Maori
I mean,
defined
it
it as
does
a
mean
practice
some-
of
Well, that's a good question. In other words, you mean is there what they're doing
It's not-
negative Jewish
it's not a
ideal?
Jewish ideal.
It's a good question.
yeah.
It's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, according to Moshe,
Hedonism.
right? I mean, so let me ask you a question. Let's take a Broadway show that's I don't know. It's about a Holocaust Broadway show. Would that be a problem?
Probably.
Stick with the baseball. Baseball.
Why? That's not
It's
Litzanas.
humanizing the Holocaust.
Is that a problem?
Well, I don't want to see Nazis.
I'm just saying, like, that's what I would ask. So
So wait, what about that's what I'm saying? Going to the baseball game.
it's a good question. I mean, he seems to be implying that baseball. Well, let's put Bittul Torah aside. You can't escape, right? I'm not sure if it's a makam Litzanas. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he means by Litzanas like joking, or he means like just like
What
yeah,
if-
Goyim.
what if I'm
Frivol-
going-
right? But basically, games aren't really frivolous. Like there's no like frivolity there.
Weird yelling from black
Yeah,
people.
What if I go watch
That's
Oedipus? Like, let's play Oedipus. If they're playing on Broadway, is that an issue?
Right. I don't know. It could be. You have other issues. It could be
Or
also.
Antigone?
But the last thing he says, I agree with, is that.
Why is there a time on these things? Though?
What?
Why is that a time?
What do you mean? It's not for Avodah Zarah. It's for schok.
It's not a chok.
That's a reason.
12 Angry Men.
Stuff, though?
You mean does it kick in to become shtus? No.
We define
Why
shtus
not?
as
Why
no
not?
time.
Right. Shtus means no
So Why
time.
is this a time?
Why?
What is a time?
What is the time?
Yeah, what is a time?
They do it to enjoy it. It's a funny show
Why is enjoyment a time?
because it's not Avodah Zarah.
Okay.
That's the reason why. It's not something attached to a religious ceremony. That's what he cares about. It's not attached to a religious ceremony, and is a time. It's not a chuk without a time, meaning they just do it because they do it. That's how it defines the
Well,
time.
is this antithetical to Judaism?
That's a good question. Are these things antithetical to Judaism, or contravene Jewish ideals? Is a better way to put it.
Right.
Because if it's really antithetical, then it's Avodah Zarah.
Right.
It's something not appropriate. It's a good question. I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, the questions today are these. I mean, clearly going to a stadium per se isn't an isser. How do you know that? What? Well, give me proof.
Same shots.
Right. Very good. Sima Shots a place in Madison Square Garden. So it's usher to go to a stadium. So if the building's usher, then how could they have Sima Shots there? No, because that's not the biggest riot in the world. But I'm just saying it'd be kind of weird, right? All right, fine. So Bays. Okay, Divrei Rambam.
He does say it's also though.
He said, yeah, but not because Chukas Akum.
Right, so it's nice.
It sounds like you should avoid it. You should avoid it. All right, go on. Next one.
Widely ignored. The room. But because of Rambam, Bergal from Allah Azar, he was. So for Yidim comes to Binyan Chalash Lakum.
Yeah.
They sheik Nasim and Rabin come Moshenos and the Dain Lo moving coming out, so I still have no idea what he's talking about. Mashka the Kam goes Dain Lo Mishli Asik Tavnis Osana Chilas, like the form. Lo Shaykh let the Maska de Sheikh Nasim and Rabin. Because he included.
So he's basically on the right bit.
Right. Beis Achasran Ulubinyan based Knesset Gadol Sheikh Hasbro Kobanei Mafshir. What's the problem? The bigger the better for Jews. Rather, they're supposed to build a shul big enough for everybody to go there. It was Bala Yachab Barovam, Kadrish Memes, Jeff Shalom. Do B'Shabbos Yom Tov, and Shabbos Yom Tov, you're supposed to have huge shuls with many people. Gamlin, also you have a Gemara, which was a huge shul in Alexandria, which
For sure.
600,000
That's right.
people.
I don't know how the heck they.
Gamlin,
Doesn't make any sense.
Dani Glina Gova, its height before it's when you break it off, you feel it.
to Tzarech L'Gvor, so Ajadei Gvor Mikol HaChatzaris area.
Right, it's famous halacha. It's through the tallest building, right?
That's not good.
Bim Kane.
Then Kane Ashley Chivs Elin Nagodel Makmakam Ba'arach Rochav Nami Ein Latamsem. You shouldn't don't try to make it show small. You should Lahatrach Libnos Breva. Try to make it
Right.
huge.
There should be some archaeological.
So what does he say? So then what do you call it? So you skip ahead a little bit. He says a parish Sheni who shalo yasasim l'kabish. Pamonim.
Oh, pomegranates?
No.
Bells?
Bells, right? Shezeh vade pashachasa. Now, where do they put bells on top of?
I got mixed up with the Kohen Gadol.
What? Your churches. They put bells on top of a church, right?
Separate Torah, but okay.
Yeah,
That was a little bells.
I got
Why do we do that, by the way? L'peish rishon shelo yaset tzuros kamo shem osim. Im kamanas lo tzuros adam vade asra af bati hadiros. Im kamanas lo lesro l'tzayer af tzuros shel prachim, right? Hu chidish kadosh lo chuskar. V'layin kaman Ram Shulchan Aruch al bati knesses bati midrashos. So it could be he's not even talking. It could be the Ram's not even talking about. There's the question is you could learn the Ram to mean that when we build our shuls and base medrashes they shouldn't look like them. Maybe it means Ela b'nisma kamas leikal shem Ram l'nei hoshus at the start of the year.
Yom came to the Tom Lusser.
Right. So what do you see from the Ramosha?
They got no arms talking about.
What? There's no way to know. Hard to know what the Isser is. Hard to know what the Isser is. Okay.
What is the issue?
They have. Can you sit without a yarmulke on your head?
No.
Okay. That's a great question. Okay.
Oh, I mean like a guy?
Yeah. Vini Pasha.
Hier Paschalini staat. Die daar maar
You're
zo
watching
vaak
that
naar
now.
Chukas Akum. Immer da ich gesehen shows gegen Kule Alma Dinachrim. Gam Ela Shlo Shari Klal müssen noch same. Even if all non-Jews do it, even if it has nothing to do with their Avodah Zarah, Tanshkin Yosef Nichel Alma La Nasam. They just do it because it's easier, it's more for benefit.
Right.
For Lake Alzez, it's like there can't be an Esser of something like that. We got Pashim Yasa Akum Chok Zara.
Shalom.
Shalom Lachel Eza Min Midabraham Atofim Arim Lachila. So yes, so a min achila. Like let's say they invent a hot dog. You can't say you can't eat a hot dog.
So now, so what's it getting at? You'll see. Umela.
Male, Gami Shibigila Roshi, do the whole Shaf and Acham Shol Shach Luminous and no trim off Elu Shain, Mammy Mishum Dover, Yoshim Batam, Balcham Mahutsu, Masahama, Rosh Magula, Shumshkain Nicola and Scoofam.
There's no message of walking around Gili Rosh.
Right.
They just walk around without their head covered, right? Right, so you can't say if a guy walks around without a yarmulke on, he's over the Isra of Chukas Akum, because you're not imitating the guy, because what's unique about it? They always walk around without their head covered.
Because it's just
Isn't
comfortable.
Asada and Shulman
For what?
to walk around and farm?
But not at the Raiso.
Right, it's certainly not the right side. That's not a question of their abundance. It's the minhag. But there is really there's times you have to wear yarmulke. But he says that notion you shouldn't walk for amos without your head covered. But he's saying you can't say it's an Isra of Chukas Akum. Let him finish. Aflatash akasa b'simin ches sif kamiyim.
Aflatash akasa b'simin ches sif katan gimel shem after nachem also gain tamid shteg b'shioshim parkim hakobe and roshim wherever they sit down they throw their hat off. Have yeshiva get the rosh house with the same. Ba'im ber lava some base because they lahachmer b'mafla rosho.
Mapala rosho. Achar dechashash divchukoseim lo shayach l'didei.
Kulam carry brunch. Needs a rock with toast.
Right. So why would he take his hat off? Right. What? It's pretty comfortable. Okay.
Then the idea beroem is that you don't go on to America, again Medina's Europa, Holgen Bioshim Beabatim Nisradim pieces.
Offices.
Rosh Magul with a covered head. Shoe rock.
Uncovered head.
Uncovered head. Australia, to be honest. Shoe rock. Lenasim. It's only for enjoying love chilies and what it is. It's not serving anything. Rock and most hot. Be most of Taz. Rock and Guli Krovens Vanenu. Rusland. Poland. Shute am da Akum gam ken auf bes mulvashin gam kovek shol from basel chutzos. Dem ken los pshitas in kove kishbana beiter. They must have had hats because they wouldn't take them off in the end of the house. Iker kyoshim achol b'shol achol mel b'shol achon shalem.
Achon shalem. Right.
It wasn't. Because Christians do take off their hats.
Well, it's the whole issue. In other words, when it comes to, if you look at like the 1950s, they wear hats all the time. Yes, right, exactly. That's a great example. Well, forget the yarmulke. Taking off if you're wearing a baseball cap. That's the whole question.
You're not allowed to do that.
Taking off your baseball cap for the thing. That's a good question.
Exactly.
What do you
Not
mean?
just take off their hat for respect.
Hats. They used to do Gili Roshi with
Also, when they say grace, they
like a mafia movie. So always have the guy who meets the mafia boss. He'd sit down with his nice fedora hat on. He would take his fedora hat off as a sign of respect. Mothers would say,
"You're not allowed to go to the president with a covered head."
right, exactly. You can't go with a hat on to see the president. There's a certain idea like that. So the question is, if your guy takes his hat off, since they do that as their custom, can we do the same? Is it okay for us to do the same thing?
And they also do when they say grace.
Do they really? There's no issue like that today.
If you're not able to make money, if you don't take off your hat, then you're able to take off your hat.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Now comes the thing. Barak b'kippah. Then it's okay. He could just wear that. He could just wear that hat.
When you need to go, put on your hat.
Right.
Which
we're going to see also. I think I have that. Okay. Fine. Right.
Can't take your hat to the movies.
Right. It's usher to take off your hat in order to go into the movie theater, or the theater or the movies. Movies.
Oh yeah, that's what he says about him. Gabi tefillah
Well,
right?
right.
You can't daven with your hair uncovered.
Right.
Tefillah b'vadei Chukas Akum.
Right.
That's-
So I think did I put that in here? I'm not sure if I put that. What is it? Or Chaim Aleph. Oh, you know what? Let me bring that in. I'll bring that in that Chuvin also.
So one could pull an Abraham
They're
Lincoln
okay,
and
yeah.
shove his hat full of stuff
Correct.
and go
Correct.
to the movie theater, like hide food in there.
No. He's saying you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I would have said, hey, it's my religious belief that I can't take my hat off going to the movie
Right.
theater.
Let's do one more. Thanksgiving. He must himself was saying, "What's the lechli shot
What's the
the
Passover?
Tonight the question of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, shows some back to the priest. Darash.
Hishtatzvus.
Machshiven Yom Yodat Thanksgiving. Kein Chag Asbel Suda. Hin Lachor Mekiven should be separate Datum Lahuski Yom Chag.
So it's important. So there's no record in their books of religion of any sort of chag like this.
That's because it only
The Gam lo sheis chayv b'suda. There's no chiyuv to have a suda,
Tishu Yom Zeichla Anshe Medina.
and so just remember the people of the country.
Shu Gam Kein Smeach Medina Shabal Logor Lakan Ata O
Mikvar, right?
Lamzim Zeh Ezra Lav B'Siyas Senach B'Suda.
Right.
Labichilas Targol Hodi.
In,
Pre-trans.
yeah, so he's saying that since this holiday is not recorded in any of their books of religion, right? And the whole purpose of it is really to celebrate the founders, like the what was it, the pilgrims?
Thank God.
What? Which like what he's saying.
I think
Okay.
it's facts wrong.
And it's a sameh, it's a simcha just to celebrate the people who came to live here, right? And from before, there's no isser whatsoever to have a simcha this kind of suda, and there's no isser to have turkey. So he's saying there's no religious significance to Thanksgiving. Okay.
It seems like he might have his facts wrong. So.
It could be. Ukudematzinu kiagad v'kedushin dasamach vav almanav.
Also, wait, Tom. I don't understand the argument that it wasn't written in their books. That's because
Religious books.
The Bible was written a long time ago, and the Thanksgiving started.
I hear. I'm not disagreeing with you. I hear.
Tzinu ki agam kedushin.
Daf samach vav almanav.
Sinai hamelach asa simcha b'kfisha.
Sheyana.
Yanai hamelach asa simcha b'kfisha the Muhammad b'kochales midbar.
V'achal sham yirakos l'zecher. So they were some sort of they won a battle, right? And he made this special holiday, right? To eat vegetables in honor of it. Okay. But that you can't do. Right. Right. So
You don't say like Thanksgiving part of
right. No, so you can't treat it like a chova. You can't say which that could get a little bit dangerous because some of my relatives through my wife's side, Baruch Hashem, have they're very into celebrating Thanksgiving every year, and it's gets perilously close to being what he's referring to by Chova Mitzvah. What's Thanksgiving like? We don't have this. You know what I mean? But just to have the turkey dinner, Moshe says not a problem at all. Aval.
Coincidentally.
Aval.
אבל אני סובר דמאג מאסלאסי יום חוב בשנה חוב זה רק בשנה הולך שכב שנה המלך וזה אסם לא כפיס יש גם שבאל תוספות so I don't want to pass the see how she okay you're saying it's because of Tosef?
Well, if you're koveya an extra day of celebration, okay.
I mean, like for what?
No, to say that this day, no, very simple. If you give the day a sense of Yom that's you're over Baal Tosef. Okay.
But which day?
What do you mean, which day? What?
What is the sense of Yom Tov?
Let's say, the Ramban. I know what Ramban is referring to because there's a whole question about Tosef. The Ramban disagrees with this, but the question is, let's say I say on tomorrow is May 27th, right? Or 28th. May 28th is now a new holiday, a Jewish holiday. Okay, called Ginsburg Day.
Right.
Okay, so the question is, are you over Baal Tosef? Because if you added a holiday, so the Rambam would say no.
Not.
Simple. Only Sanhedrin can add a holiday.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying shtus,
No.
right?
The Ram himself had a holidays he added on.
On this day, I'm going to I don't know, Koveya like a Suda and Isra X. So let's say guys, I'm not going to do certain things, Or let's say that I'm going to pick up a lulav. Tomorrow is my new day, my new sukkahs. I'm going to pick up a lulav tomorrow. Right? So Ram would hold that's not tofes because you didn't use the Sanhedrin. Only Sanhedrin can really.
Batos is only on Sanhedrin.
Not only, but if you create a new yom, but let's say I add a box to my tefillin, that's your for sure over an Isra Baal Tosef.
What's the difference?
Because you're taking existing chatz and adding to it.
Okay.
Here, you're just making something up.
Or you're just making a new Misa.
No, what do you mean? There's nothing to attach yourself to. You're making it up. Here I have tefillin, I'm adding to it.
Okay, what if you got in like a 9th day of Sukkot? Would that be?
That might be Baltosov.
No, because you just same thing. It's not circus.
Well, you're right. You can argue that too. That's true. You can say it's just not sukkahs at all. There's nothing for it to register to. I don't know. I have to look back at my notes and how we define that. But the Ramban says an individual can do that. He's over the Isser. If he says, you know what, today is a new holiday.
So what? Like
It's Baltosov.